morning, ladies, and welcome to week 3 of our November coffee and cards using the Free as a Bird stamp set. And this week we're going to use the larger bird, and we're going to make what we call a gatefold card. Now, I've struggled with gatefold cards in the past because you need to score at 5¼ centimetres, that's 5.25 centimetres, to get it to be even in the middle like this. And I was talking to my friend Donna Golby, who's also a demonstrator, and she was saying, you've got a 5.25 on your metric scoreboard, Linda. And I was like, oh. So I'm doing it for years and hadn't realised. So basically this is the Stampin' Up scoreboard, and when you buy it you get this bit, which is all the that's all imperial in inches. And when I'm making lots of cards, I always use this to do my scoring. The trimmer's great, but this is, it's just one step up. And then you buy a metric plate that goes on the top here. And when I went home and had a look, there is a 5.25 centimetre score line just here, which means that I can now mass produce gatefold cards very simply. I get my piece of card. So I'll show you on this, and so just pop it in here, score it at 5.25, turn it round, obviously it won't have its extra bit on, score at 5.25, and you've got a super even gatefold card ready to go. So that's my quick tip of this week. So it's really useful piece of kit to have. I'll just pop that in and we'll get on. So decorated the envelope as well on this one. So we are coffee and card, November 2021, Free as a Bird card 3. Let's get everything out. Very simple card this, and again I'm colouring the bird in using the in colours, and I'm using, I just have to read it. This one, Pale Papaya, I cannot remember. Soft Succulent, Cinnamon Cider. Although I do tend to call that Soft Sage for some reason, only known to myself. So those are the pens we're using today. And just a little bit of stamping on the front here. So I'll pop those all off to one side and we'll do our initial stamping. So again, using the Memento Black, I'm just going to stamp. What should we do first? I think I'll do the greetings first. So, thanks for being you, we've got here. If you're not sure it's the right way around, just check it on your paper. So, thanks for being you. I've got lots of ink on one end. Let's just do that again. Just take that off. Okay, so that's better. Okay, so thanks for being you, and I'm just going to pop that on here, and if I pop that straight and my block straight, it should be straight. So just up and a bit to one side there. There we go. And then using the large bird, and I've popped it on the block, so this is more or less horizontal so that she's in the right position for me. And because the Memento Black ink is a bit smaller stamp pad than our normal ones, I'm just going to take it to the stamp. This is also a good way of just checking that you've got ink on all the stamp. So when I first learnt how to stamp, they definitely used to say take the stamp to the take the pad to the stamp, because you've got more control that way. You can actually see what you're doing. So, and I'm just going to pop that down on the top of the Stitch So Sweetly framelit that I've cut out for you. So, and as you know, the Memento ink dries incredibly quickly, so we can start colouring straight away. So I started with the Soft Succulent, and I've just sort of coloured in the grass very loosely. I've just done little lines just where she's stood. Okay, and then I've used the Cinnamon Cider just to colour her cap. I think she'd make a nice robin. I have seen her coloured in as a robin. And then we're colouring in the tail. Oops, gone over. Ugh. Rushing again. Just little circles all the way round so that they blend in. There we go. And then just filling in where I've missed. And then using pale papaya, just going to colour in her beak. And then the rest of her body. So a nice, simple but effective card. Now that I can do my 5.25 scoring. It is the little things that keep me happy, I'm afraid. So there we go. And now it's just a case of building the card. So again, another stitch shape framelit that I've cut out for, not stitch shape framelits, they've gone. This is the Stitch So Sweetly framelits. So I'm just going to stick that on there and leave it to dry. Go, and then we've got all the other pieces here, so your longer, wider pieces to go on the envelope. So I'm going to stick that on first, and I can leave it to dry, and then I can trim it. So, glue around the edge of the flap of the envelope. Do remember this, if it's going in the post, you do need to make sure it's very well stuck down. You don't want it to come off after all that effort. And just line that up with the fold. Yeah, I thought I'd overshot. Just going to pop that off and just slide it down a bit. And I'm off camera. There we go. Right, so I'll put that to one side to dry while I do the card. So I'll put the piece in the middle. So there we go. Excuse me. There we go. And then I'm just going to put the designer series paper on as well. Unfortunately, this is no longer available. I think it was Celebration one. I'm just doing it so the flowers are. Can't make my mind up which way up it is. But if you spend £150 on a normal order, you qualify for hostess gifts, and one of the hostess gifts is a massive pack of designer series paper. And it's got super colourful on one side, and then they're all black and white on the other. I think, or are they? I may be talking rubbish. There's a lot of them that are black and white anyway. So you could use those. Oh, I've got an extra strip. Okay. So obviously I cut all this paper together, so there are all the DSP, then all the cards and all the, whereas if you're making it yourself, what you can do is make sure that these actually follow on so that they match across. Like this one doesn't, but you know, if you wanted to do that, you could. Put that to one side, and then this is going to go in the middle here. So it's always worth time just remembering which side you need to put glue on. So you need to put glue on this side. So what I tend to do, hold it there, right, turn it over. This is the side we're putting glue on, and you are going, I would go almost halfway, but not quite, because you don't want to end up with glue on the other side, because it will affect, well, it would show for a start, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so, and then you can then turn it over. The glue's on the correct side. and we're just positioning it in the middle there. So it's well worth double checking, making sure you're gluing on the right side and that you don't go over the centre line. So, which I have very slightly, it's just squidged, but just a little, so I can just rub that off. And there we go, that's that card. So I think I do like these, the gatefold cards. They're just a little bit different. You don't get them in the shops. And then to finish it off, we just need to trim off the envelope. So if you haven't already subscribed, my face will be coming up shortly if it hasn't already. If you just click on that, then you can subscribe to your channel. I'd also love it if you put a thumbs up, because the more thumbs up I get, the more YouTube shows this video to people and the more customers I'm potentially likely to get. It all helps. We've done really well on my YouTube. I've only been doing it a year and I've got nearly 90 subscribers now, so I'm really pleased with that. So even my 16-year-old's impressed. So there we go. So that's everything for this week, and I shall see you next week with our final card. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.